Hello there, how are you doing? It's Dickson Daniel here, and you are welcome once again to my channel, the Dickson Daniel channel, a channel dedicated strictly to spiritual and personal development matters. And lately, I've been doing a series of videos reading from my recent book titled As a Seed, subtitled How to Live a Balanced Life. And it's a book I wrote last year when I clocked 40. And it's my way of giving to my world. It's my way of documenting that which I've learned in my 4 decades here on earth. The things I've learned, the philosophies I've lived by that has helped me so far. It's my way of documenting it, making it available to coming generations or to my world as it is, as the case may be. And also, I've been doing a reading from it because I found out that the message in it is something that more people should get to know about. And also it's a book that is very dear to my heart. This is the book that placed me comfortably in the 7-figure income range, or the 7-figure revenue range as an author. I've written several books, done several creative works, several content creation work, but this is the book that did that. And I'm proud of it, and I want to keep promoting it. So doing this video is a way of promoting it, and is a way of drawing your attention to the book. And I hope you go to pick a copy. All right, so before we go further, like we always do here, like I always ask you, please subscribe to my channel, turn off the notification bell so that you get notified whenever it is I drop a new video. And at the same time, like the video is a way of letting the YouTube algorithm know that this video is worth promoting, is worth making available to more people. All right, so please, I ask you for 3 things: subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share this video with others. All right, so today I'm taking my reading from the chapter titled Everything in Life is Progressive. I've actually been doing more reading from the 4th part of the book. The book is actually divided into 5 parts. The first part has to do with health. The second part has to do with spirituality. The third part has to do with finance. The 4th part has to do with life and vocation, which is the one I've been reading from. And then the 5th part has to do with relationship with men. All right. Today I would like to do the chapter titled Everything in Life is Progressive. Everything in life is progressive. And I read, please pay attention as I read. I wrote that here is a powerful philosophy I happened upon. Everything in life is progressive. This philosophy wasn't consciously studied, rather its life flashed on my mind in a sudden way. And then I took time to reflect on past events and found it to be true. There is truly nothing like failure in life. Rather, what we have is an ever-evolving and progressive state. So the dude dreamt of becoming a successful businessman and started out but failed in several ventures and eventually ended up with a successful one. Another example, the lady desired to settle down in marriage and then went through some failed relationships before eventually making one work, which led to marriage. Now, here's the thing I'm fond of telling my proteges. I always tell them that the you that will eventually hit the $1 million mark you have always dreamt of isn't the same you standing right before me now. The you that will eventually run a thriving business isn't the same you standing right before me now. The you that will eventually make a relationship work and then settle down isn't the same you standing right before me now. What do I mean by that? For those things to happen, you would have changed, and it's true. You know, some people are fond of saying that because someone became successful, the person changed. What they don't understand is that this person changed to become successful. It wasn't that person became successful before the person changed. The person changed to become successful. Anyone that doesn't want you to change but always wants you to remain the same doesn't have your best interest at heart. For you to make some things happen in your life, you have to change. For you to make some things happen in your life, you have to change. All right. So back to the analogy of the guy who dreamt of running a successful business and then started several ventures before making one successful. And the lady who desires to settle down in marriage and then had some unsuccessful relationships along the line before having the successful one that led to marriage. Here is what was happening to them. For every time they launched out and failed, something in them involved. For every time they launched out and failed, something in them involved. The experience gotten from launching out changed them in a way. They were not the same persons who started with the dream. Rather, they became an involved version after their failed experiences. And so every time they launch out to work on their goals and fail, they have added experiences that change them gradually onto a version of them that can make that dream happen emerges. Hope you understand this. Therefore, if you think about it critically, you will realize that there's nothing like failure in life. Rather, what we have is an ever progressive state of being. Every experience progresses us, for the universe itself is in an ever progressive state. So all we experience in it is progress. All we experience in the universe is progress. If viewed with a mind of understanding, we realize that every experience we have had that seemed like failure only transformed us into the version that could better our dreams or achieve our goals. And the more failed experiences we have, the higher becomes the chances of our success. For every experience comes with knowledge. Therefore, we are gradually being added onto. For every experience comes with knowledge. Therefore, we are gradually being added onto, gradually being changed, gradually progressing towards that which we desire. There's nothing like failure, my friend. Rather, everything is progressive. There's nothing like failure. Rather, everything is progressive. Now, this philosophy is a philosophy I happened upon at a point in my life. And the experience, the event that made me actually start paying attention to it was from a friend of mine. I have this friend of mine that seems not to be serious. He seems not to want to settle down. But eventually settled down and he's having a very beautiful, blissful marriage. And I watched this, my friend. The moment he started getting serious about settling down, I noticed that the relationship he was having were getting better. The relationship was going into, they were getting better, although they failed. They eventually, some like 2 or 3 failed before eventually made one work and settle down. But what I discovered that for every time, the moment he started becoming serious about settling down, it started evolving. Every relationship he had after then were changing him in a way. The experiences were changing him. Even though at the end of the day, it kind of did not work, and which the word we tag failure. But it's not failure really. It's like evolving. Something in him was evolving. Something in him was changing onto a version of him that could actually make a relationship work. And then end up in marriage. Emerged. All right. And it's the same thing with us in life. I always tell my proteges, the you that you're standing before me now, the you that will eventually hit the $1 million mark you've always dreamt of, the you that will eventually run a thriving business you always dreamt of, the you that will eventually get into a relationship and then make it end up in marriage, the you that will make that happen is not the you standing before me now. Because if the you standing before me now can make that happen, it would have happened. As long as it's not happening now, it is not this your version, the version of you that is before me now, that will make that happen. You have to go through various stages of evolvement. You evolve. Every experience progresses us. You see, there's nothing like failure. For the mind with understanding, you will understand that there's nothing like failure. Rather, every experience, every time you launch out and then you feel based on how the world will target, something in you evolve. Something in you evolve. A better version of you emerges. And every experience comes with knowledge, and this knowledge are adding on to you. And as this knowledge are adding on to you, you are being stretched. You are becoming a new version. You are becoming a different version of who you used to be. And so the version of you that will eventually make things work in your life is not the version of you that started it out. If you understand it in this way, you will understand that there's nothing like failure in life. Rather, for every time we launch out and then it appears we failed, rather what happened to us is that we progress. Something in us progressed. We changed. Something in us changed, and it's progress. Something in us changed, and it is progress. So at the end of the day, when we now eventually make this thing work, it is because we've progressed to a stage that we have become a version of the person that can make those things work. When you understand this, you understand that there's nothing like failure. Rather, what we have is an ever-progressive state. The universe itself, the world that we live in is itself, it's in an ever-progressive state. So what we have is an ever-progressive state. All right? So for every time you launch out to do something, and then it seems that thing did not work, do not deter, do not get discouraged. Do not get discouraged. Do not step back because of that. Rather know that progress has just happened to you. Rather have the understanding that progress has just happened to you. Something in you've been added on to. You've had new experiences. Something in you has progressed. Something in you have experienced new things, and then it is emerging into a version of you that will eventually make that thing work. So when you understand this, you understand that there's nothing like failure in life. There is nothing like failure in life. Rather, what we have is an ever-evolving state, an progressive state of being. It's an ever-progressive state of being. This is a philosophy I happened upon, and then it has been helping me a lot in life. It has helped me to the stage that I am in life. You see, so I don't count anything as failure in my life any longer. I don't count anything as failure in my life any longer. Rather, I see it as progress. Every action. So because I don't see it as failure, it encourages me to try out more things. Because I know that for every time I try things out and it doesn't work out, I'm actually being added onto the version of me that could make that thing happen, that thing I'm dreaming of. Onto the version of me that could make that thing happen will emerge. All right? So there's no progress. So there's no failure in life, my friend. There's no failure in life. What we have is an ever-progressive state. This is a philosophy you would do well to live by. This is a philosophy you would do well to imbibe and add to your arsenal or to your body of empowering philosophy that you make use of in life. All right. So it's all for this chapter. A very short chapter, but a very powerful philosophy. Everything in life is progressive. There's no failure in life. Everything in life is progressive. For every time you launch out, for every time you try to do something and then you fail, you don't actually fail. You actually progress. You actually progress until you progress to the version, or you progress to a stage to make that thing happen. All right. So this all for this chapter. I'll be reading another chapter for you next week. All right. So do well to subscribe to my channel. Do well to like this video. Do well to share with family and friends. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting my channel. I so much appreciate it. Bye bye.